Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because we have got a fantastic topic lined up. If you're looking to cut through all the online noise, you are in the right place. We're going to completely demystify the dense and, let's be honest, kind of confusing vocabulary of search engine optimization. We're basically taking a technical glossary and turning it into a super easy, engaging blueprint for digital visibility. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to get your content seen. So let's start with a big question. Why do some websites absolutely rule the web, capturing all the traffic, while others are just entirely invisible? It's really the ultimate problem, isn't it? You could have the most amazing product or the most brilliant writing in the world, but if search engines can't find you, you practically don't exist. Well, today we're opening up the ultimate SEO toolkit to cure that invisibility once and for all.
Here's our game plan for today. We'll start by decoding search fundamentals. Then we'll build the 3 pillars of SEO, master on-page mechanics, build off-page authority, and finally look at the rise of AI search.
All right, Section 1, Decoding Search Fundamentals. Let's lay down the foundational blocks of how we actually get found on Google without spending a dime on clicks. It really all starts here. You'll hear the term SERP thrown around a lot. It literally just stands for Search Engine Results Page. It's the page of links Google hands you after you search for something. And how do we end up on that page? Through keywords. A keyword is just the exact word or phrase someone types into that search box. Search engines, and increasingly AI models, match your content to a user's query by looking at language overlap and topical relevance. Bottom line, if you speak the exact same language as your user, you're already halfway there. But words alone, not going to cut it. You have to understand why they're searching. We call this search intent, and it basically breaks down into 4 buckets. First, informational. They just want an answer to a question. Second, navigational. They're looking for a specific website. Third, commercial. They're comparing options like reading reviews. And finally, transactional. They have their credit card out and they are ready to buy. Why does this matter? Well, imagine writing a massive informational blog post for a transactional query. You might rank high, but you'll get absolutely 0 sales because you didn't match the user's intent. Okay, so say you're matching intent and you're ranking. How do you measure success? You really need to look at impressions versus clicks. Impressions are simply how many times your page popped up in someone's search results. Clicks, obviously, are how many times they actually clicked through to your site. It is incredibly common to see massive impressions but very few clicks. If that happens, don't panic. It doesn't mean your SEO is broken. It usually just means your title isn't quite catchy enough to pull them in. Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 pillars of SEO. We're going to look at your website kind of like a house. Building a great site takes 3 different types of expertise. First, you have on-page SEO. Think of this as your interior design. It's everything on the page itself, like your keywords, your headings, the actual quality of the writing. Next is technical SEO. This is the foundation and the plumbing. We're talking site speed, making sure it works on mobile, and ensuring Google can actually read and index your site. Finally, off-page SEO. This is your neighborhood reputation, what other people are saying about you, mainly through backlinks and brand mentions. Which brings us to Section 3, Mastering On-Page Mechanics. Let's zoom in on that interior design for a minute. Remember those low clicks we talked about a minute ago? Here is your fix, the meta title and meta description. These are the clickable blue headlines and the little gray summaries you see on the search results. Now, here's a really surprising fact. These don't directly boost your actual ranking very much, but they have a huge impact on whether someone clicks. A super relevant page sitting at number 5 can completely steal the show from a boring page sitting at number 2, simply by having a sparkling, irresistible title. So, they clicked. Awesome. How do we keep them engaged? We use the pillar and cluster strategy. Step 1. Create a broad pillar page covering a huge main topic. Step 2, write narrower, highly specific topic cluster articles that dive into the subtopics. Step 3, and this is absolutely crucial, connect them all using internal linking. Pointing those specific clusters back up to your main pillar signals massive topical authority to Google. Plus, it's just a great user experience. It keeps readers clicking around your site for way longer. Now, as you're writing all those clusters, a quick warning about keywords. There's a big difference between keyword density and keyword stuffing. Keyword density is just using terms naturally so search engines understand your topic. But keyword stuffing, that's jamming a keyword into a sentence 10 times like a robot. Actually, scratch that. It's worse than a robot. It reads terribly to humans, and search engines will actively penalize your site for it. Always, always write for humans first. Okay, but what if you end up with 2 pages that have nearly identical content? You use something called a canonical tag. Think of this little piece of HTML as a definitive name tag. It basically waves a flag at the search engine and says, hey, out of all these similar pages, this specific one is the master copy. It is a lifesaver for preventing duplicate content penalties.
And speaking of talking to machines, that brings us to schema markup, also known as structured data. This is extra code, usually in a format called JSON LD, that you hide in your page to explicitly label things. It's how you tell Google, hey, this number is a product price, or this text is a frequently asked question. Adding this code is exactly what triggers those flashy, rich results on the search page, like the bright yellow star ratings or those interactive FAQ dropdowns. It is a total game changer for visibility.
All right, let's look at Section 4, Building Off-Page Authority. Your interior design is flawless. Your technical plumbing is solid. But what's your neighborhood reputation like? The absolute gold standard of off-page reputation is the backlink. A backlink is exactly what it sounds like, a link from somebody else's website pointing straight to yours. This is widely considered the single strongest ranking factor out there. Why? Because search engines treat backlinks like genuine votes of confidence. The more high-quality sites linking to you, the higher your domain authority climbs and the easier it is for your entire site to rank. Finally, Section 5, the rise of AI search. This is where the landscape is shifting under our feet right now. We are moving away from 10 simple blue links and into the frontier of artificial intelligence. In an AI-driven world, trust is quite literally everything. Google measures this using the EEAT framework: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. This is especially critical for what they call your money or your life topics, so anything related to health, safety, or finance. If an AI model is going to summarize your content and present it as fact to a user, it needs undeniable proof that you are a trustworthy expert. Because of this shift, traditional SEO is rapidly evolving into AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. You might also hear it called GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. The goal here isn't just to rank on a page, it's to be explicitly cited by AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's AI overviews. To win here, your writing needs to be incredibly structured, fact-dense, and highly citable, so the AI essentially decides, yep, this is the definitive answer. So, how do we practice for this AI future right now? We target the featured snippet. You've definitely seen this. It's that boxed-in answer that Google sometimes slaps at the very top of the page even before the first organic link. Winning that snippet means you provided a direct, concise, factual answer. Mastering that tight, authoritative format today is literally the perfect training ground for the new AIEO reality of tomorrow. Now, managing all these moving parts is a lot. You've got to use the right tools to automate the pipeline. Things like Google Search Console to see what people are actually searching, Google Analytics 4 to track how they behave on your site, and platforms like Data for SEO to track your actual positions. By automating your data collection and utilizing content gap tools, you can monitor your entire blueprint, from your technical foundation all the way to finding out exactly where your competitors are dropping the ball. Which brings us to one final, really crucial question to leave you with. Is your site's blueprint ready for the age of AI answer engines? Are your pillars sturdy? Are your internal links making sense? Is your content fact-checked and citable? I really hope this explainer has illuminated the path forward for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute blast walking through this with you. Now go out there, apply these upgrades to your digital presence, and I will see you next time.